Welcome to Psyche Talks, where we dive deep into the subjects that matter most to you, extracting the wisdom and insights you need to navigate our complex world. Today, we're embarking on a crucial deep dive into something we all do every day, but, well, rarely master: communication. We've been provided with an incredibly rich guide, really packed with practical insights.
Indeed. Our mission for this deep dive is to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from this material on mastering communication. It promises to give you real skills that actually work in real life, not just complicated techniques or, memorized phrases.
Right, and our source material makes it clear right from the start.
Right.
Communication isn't just about talking. It's about how you talk, how you listen, how you respond, and really how you carry yourself in every conversation.
Exactly. It shapes your relationships, your reputation, your future, all of it.
So true.
If you've ever walked away from a conversation wishing you handled it better, or maybe felt like you just couldn't express your thoughts clearly, this deep dive is definitely for you. We'll explore how to stay calm during conflict, how to speak with confidence, listen with full attention, and express yourself clearly, even, under pressure. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's unpack this first key idea: speaking clearly and confidently every single day. Our sources suggest this isn't about impressing others, but something far more fundamental, right?
Exactly. The guide states it's about making sure your voice serves your life. It emphasizes that most people aren't, born with strong communication skills. They develop them.
Like any other skill.
Just like any other skill, exactly. You're doing it with intention and discipline. What's fascinating here is the idea that when you speak, you're not just sharing words, you're kind of revealing your mind. People don't only hear what you say, they feel your energy, they sense your belief, notice your conviction, they respond to your tone, your pauses, your presence. This is why communication is so powerful. It tells people who you are and how you carry yourself.
And where does hesitation come from, according to our source? It talks about fear, doesn't it? That seems key.
Yes, fear is a big factor. Many people speak with hesitation because they fear saying the wrong thing or they fear judgment. It's natural to some extent.
Sure.
But this fear creates tension, which then shows up in their voice, making words shaky or maybe too soft or even too fast. The guide points out that many are unaware this communication style is actually holding them back.
So how do we begin to change that? What are the practical tools for getting that clarity and confidence?
Well, clarity often starts with slowing down. Just consciously taking a breath and slowing the pace.
Okay.
And confidence isn't necessarily about volume, but more about calm control. If you rush your words, you lose connection. If you speak too quietly, you weaken your message. The goal is really to make your words carry your message with strength and accuracy.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting for you, the listener. The guide gives practical daily actions. Small things. It suggests if you talk fast because you're nervous, train yourself to pause intentionally. If you mumble, train yourself to articulate every syllable. These are skills that grow with practice, like building muscle.
Exactly. It highlights these small opportunities every day. When someone asks how your day is, don't just mumble answer with a bit of energy. When giving an opinion, don't apologize for it. Just say it clearly, simply, directly. When introducing yourself, speak with enough strength for people to actually remember your name.
Yeah, those little things add up.
They really do. These little actions build your communication muscle, as the guide puts it. The core principle here is intentionality. Confidence comes from being real and present, focusing on the message, not yourself.
That's a great point. Expressing, not impressing.
Precisely. Purpose silences doubt. And crucially, it starts in private, the way you speak to yourself, with respect and belief. That forms the foundation for how you speak to the world. Oh, and posture too. Standing tall, embodying calm strength. That plays a significant role even before you utter a word.
So what does this all mean for you? It means you don't chase perfection, you chase progress. Even a shaky voice, the source reminds us, is powerful when it speaks truth.
Well said.
Okay, so from speaking confidently, our source material makes a sharp turn to listening. It says most people think they're good listeners, but that real listening is rare.
Yeah.
What exactly does it mean by real listening? It sounds intense.
It is, in a way. It means far more than simply waiting for your chance to reply, which, let's be honest, is what many of us do.
Dainty.
Right. Real listening, according to the guide, is about making people feel seen, not just heard. It's a disciplined, focused, and intentional act, and it requires humility, patience, and presence. Think about it. When someone speaks, they're opening a door to their experience. If you rush or interrupt or let your attention drift off somewhere,
You're kind of slamming that door.
you are. You're telling them their words don't really matter. To listen deeply is to give someone the space to reveal who they are. This means dropping your own agenda, slowing down internally, and tuning fully into their thoughts, not your own.
Not easy.
Not easy at all, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do for another person.
What's fascinating here is how much power silence holds in true listening. Our sources talk about listening to what's not being said. How does that work?
Absolutely. That's the deeper layer. Deep listening requires you to pick up on the hesitation behind their voice, maybe the fear in their eyes, the tension in their silence.
So it's more than just ears.
Much more. These aren't heard with ears alone. They require your full presence, your humanity. The guide advises against rushing to fill silence or jumping in with advice. Sometimes people find clarity not because you solved their problem.
But because you gave them the space.
Exactly. You gave them the space to speak it out loud, to hear themselves think. And this practice also helps you become wiser. When you listen without interrupting, without that constant mental chatter of what you're going to say next, you start to hear patterns. You begin to understand people's fears, their dreams, their wounds on a different level.
Interesting.
This leads you to stop making assumptions, stop taking things personally, stop reacting just to the surface stuff. Instead, you respond to the deeper truth. You become more effective, more compassionate, and frankly, more respected.
Yeah, people remember how you make them feel.
They really do. If they feel heard, they lean in, they trust you more.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Our source says that listening is an act of self-control. That sounds challenging.
It is, yes. It forces you to quiet your ego, to stop trying to win or fix or be right all the time.
That's hard.
It is. Instead, you focus fully on someone else, letting them be the center for a moment. It's not about perfection, remember. It's about progress and awareness. Every time you catch your mind drifting, and it will drift, just gently bring it back. Every time you cut someone off, pause and let them finish. This discipline, this presence, this care, it allows people to speak freely.
Making you a mirror for them.
A mirror for them to see themselves more clearly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay, building on deep listening, our source material shifts to practicing empathy. And it's very clear. This is not just sympathy, is it? There's a difference.
Not at all. A crucial difference. Empathy is defined here as the ability to step into another person's experience and feel what they feel, or at least try to understand it from their perspective without judgment or agenda.
Without trying to fix it.
Exactly. It's a quiet strength. It deepens relationships, builds emotional safety, creates real understanding. Sympathy often says, "Oh, I feel bad for you."
Right, from a distance.
Yeah. Empathy says, "I'm here with you in this feeling and I'm not going anywhere." That difference changes everything. It's an active effort to stay with someone emotionally, even when it's uncomfortable, resisting that urge to solve or change their pain. It requires you to hold back your own thoughts and opinions just for a bit to make space for someone else's experience to be valid.
Just letting it be.
Just letting it be. And when people feel seen and accepted exactly as they are, they trust more, they open up, they become more honest. It's profound.
So if we're listening deeply and practicing empathy, where do powerful questions come into play? Our source dedicates a whole section to this, tying it all together. It seems like the next logical step.
It really is. This raises an important question the guide asks. Why do most conversations never go beyond the surface? You know, the usual back and forth.
Yeah, the small talk trap.
Exactly. The guide asserts that powerful questions are what encourage deeper conversations. They move beyond performance and routine, delving into the heart of the matter. And that's where real relationships are built.
Okay, give us some examples of these powerful questions from the source. What might they sound like in practice?
Sure. The guide suggests simple yet potent questions. Things like, what does that mean to you? Or, what's been the hardest part of this for you?
Open-ended.
Very. Or even, what matters most to you right now? Or a really key one, how can I support you right now? These questions, importantly, remove judgment from your tone. They invite depth and show genuine curiosity, not just politeness. See, people open up when they don't feel evaluated. When you ask from a place of genuinely wanting to learn, not trying to prove something.
You invite honesty.
You absolutely do. You don't have to agree with everything they say, but you should be willing to explore it with them. This helps you get out of your own head or grow beyond your own limited perspective. And ultimately, it builds real, deep, and lasting relationships. It connects everything, the speaking, the listening, the empathy.
Yeah, it really ties it all together. If we connect this to the bigger picture then, it means that by combining clear, confident speech deep listening, empathy,
Yeah.
and these powerful questions, you're not just, communicating information.
Right, it's transactional versus transformational.
Exactly. You're building trust and creating profound connection in every single interaction. It's a whole different level.
It really is.
This deep dive has shown us, I think, that mastering communication is, well, it's multifaceted skill, isn't it? It's built daily through intentional practice. It's not one big thing.
Not at all. It's the sum of many small, conscious choices.
From speaking with that calm confidence we talked about, to truly hearing others, both the words and the silences, extending empathy, and asking the right questions. Each step strengthens your ability to connect and, yes, influence.
And ultimately, the guide suggests that the journey of mastering communication isn't just about improving how you interact with others. It's actually about building character.
Deeper than just skills.
Much deeper. It's about becoming a stronger person who leads with clarity, inspires with honesty, and builds trust with their words. Your daily choices and how you speak and listen actively shape your future and how others experience you. It's quite profound when you think about it that way.
It really is.
Yeah.
So remember, you have the ability to make every conversation more meaningful. It's about choosing clarity, choosing confidence, and choosing growth.
Yeah.
Every single day.
One conversation at a time.
Exactly. Thank you for your support and for listening.